हरि ओम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ॐ। हरि ओम्. Welcome to this class of Sanskrit Sahitya-rasa Svada series, and we are reading Malavikagnimitram. We are in the third act. Last time I had given some exercise and only one participant has given an answer. Nobody else has given an answer. I congratulate Raji Swami. She is yet to come here, but then she has given me the answers. I was sent these answers by her. Vividhani Pushpani, that was one assignment, and the other was different names for Kama, Madana, the god of love, right? So the names of various flowers mentioned in Malavikagnimitram till the portion we have read. She has noted like Pankajam, Pankat athava Panke Jayate. She has given the etymology as well. Shama Kusumam, Rakta Ashoka Kusumani, Malati, Kurabakam, Chuta Prasavaha, that is the mango blossom, Tilaka, Bakula, all these flowers, and Kamasya Namani, Manmathaha, Manaha Mathnati iti Manmathaha, Matha Vilodane. She has given the etymology with the dhatu as well. Then Manasijaha, Shrungara Rupena Manasi Jayate iti Manasijaha, and Madana Madayati Madi Harshaglepana Yoho, and then Lyut. So congratulations and thank you, Raji. Raji Swami, I don't see her here. Yeah, but she is the only person who responded to the exercises. If you are so enthusiastic, then I won't give you any exercise for hereafter. But I have already taken out some sentences, and maybe the administrator will post in the group today, by tonight, some sentences to be translated in Sanskrit. The English translation will be given, and sentences are picked up from Malavikagnimitram. Okay? So here you go. If you want to do it, you can do it. Okay? So with this, yes, last time I told you that I will give you that verse, which has so many dohadas. I just mentioned that Kalidasa is a nature poet, and not only the human beings but even the trees, they have some longings, and when their longings are fulfilled, then only they put forth blossoms, right? So for flowering, it is some longing to be fulfilled by them, by the beautiful ladies. And the verse, last time the time was up and I didn't remember to give you. So the verse goes like this. This is given by Mallinatha while in his commentary Sanjeevani on Meghaduta. Okay, so he says, Strinam sparshat priyangur vikasati. Strinam sparshat priyangur vikasati bakulaha sidhu gandusha sekat. Then Padaghatat Ashokaha Tilaka Kurabakau Vikshana Alinganabhyam. Tilaka by Vikshana and Kurabaka by Alingana. Mandaro Narmavakyat. Mandaro Narmavakyat. Patu Mrudu Hasanat Champakaha. Patu Mrudu Hasanat Champakaha. Vaktravata Chutaha. Vaktravata Chutaha. Geetat Nameruhu Vikasati Chapuro Nartanat Karnikaraha. So very beautiful verse, some 7-8 trees, flowering trees he has mentioned. Strinam sparshat priyangur vikasati bakulassidhu gandusha seka Padaghata dashoka tilaka kurabakau vikshanalinganabyam Mandaro narmavakyat patumrudu hasana champako vaktravaatat Chuto Geetan Nameru Vikasati Chapuro Nartanat Karnikaraha. The trees mentioned here, they all are listed in Rajanirghanta, in Ayurvedic Grantha like Bhava Prakash and all, they all have medicinal values. All of these have medicinal values. So roughly, Priyangu is Priyam Gachati iti. It's a kind of lower millet, they say. It is called Kutaki or Raal, ऐसा बोलते हैं उसको हिंदी में. I don't know. The dictionary meaning, the lexical meaning sometimes gives it as Rajika, that is mustard seeds, Rai, Rajika. But sometimes it is given as a millet. If you Google Swami would give you the pictures of millets in a bowl, okay? So Priyangu. Then Priyangu, it blossoms when sparsha, when the beautiful ladies touch it with love and affection. So Raji is here. Raji, Swami, I just discussed about your homework, the assignment which you did. Thank you and congratulations. Then Mandaraha, Mandyate, Stuyate, Prashasyate iti. Mandara is one of the Devataruhu, the heavenly trees, and lexical meaning gives it as Parijata as well. Okay, Harichandana, Arkavruksha, Parijata, these are the different names. Mandara Mala, that is the garland of Mandara is given. Then Nameru is Rudraksha tree. It is called Surapunnagaha, Namyate iti Nameruhu, Namehe Uhu. Then Bakula is Kesara, and it has Sidhu Gandha, and I told you that Sidhu Gandusha Sekad. So these are the Bakula flowers here, you know. So these are the Bakula flowers from our campus here. So yeah, so the smell of this and the color of this also resembles the Sura, the Sidhu, okay. So Sidhu Gandusha Sekar. Ashoka na shokaha vidyate asyati ashokaha. Rakta Ashoka or Sita Ashoka, normally called to be. Sita was sitting under this Ashoka tree in the Ashoka Vatika in Sri Lanka. Then Tilaka is Tilati, Snihati iti. It is also called Chhatra Pushpakaha. Tilaka, sesame flower. Then Kurabaka is red amaranth, they say. Kurabaka in Marathi, I know the name Koranti. It is Shona and Sita and Rakta, you know, I mean different colors are there, the dark, the white and the Rakta. Then Karnikaraha, Karnim, Nama Bhedam Karoti iti. Why? Udara Malabhedakatvat, and this is what is popularly known as Konnappu in Malayalam, then Bahava in Marathi, and Amaltash in Hindi, golden shower in English. So in Vishu, normally the New Year day, you know, Konnappu is a must for Krishna. So these are Karnikaraha. Chuta is Amra. Chushyate piyate iti. Chutaha tasya rasalatvat. Okay. And Champaka, Champati, Sadgandham, Prapayati, Gachati iti. It is the Suvarna Champaka, also called Hema Pushpa. So these are the different flowers, and all these trees have medicinal values as well. We are coming across Ashoka and Padaghatat Ashokaha Vikasati. So the entire third act is based on that concept. There is a tree in the Pramadavana which is very dear to Queen Dharini. She calls her Tapaniya Ashoka or Rakta Ashoka, and somehow it hasn't put forth blossoms, though it is Vasanta Ritu. So she is very worried about that, and she wants to have the dohada of the Ashoka fulfilled. But because of some prank played by Vidushaka, as usual, she had a fall from the swing and she couldn't do that herself, and therefore she has assigned that task to Malavika. And that is why Malavika has entered the Pramadavana. She doesn't know that King and Vidushaka are there. King and Vidushaka least expected Malavika to be there. And Vidushaka notices, yeah, here is Malavika. And then he says, oh, one who is, drunk and intoxicated and matta, for him Matsandika Upanata. Okay, this is like a Matsandika, an antidote for reducing the intoxication, the mother and all. And then the king exclaims, Shakyamidanim Jeevitam avalambitam. Now it is possible for me to hold on to my life. Otherwise, I was almost like in her separation. I didn't know how to survive, how to pass my time. Katham dinam yapayami. That was his problem. And now after seeing her, he had just heard from Vidushaka that there is Malavika na atidure, not so far, so very near, okay? And then Shakyamidanim Jeevitam avalambitum. And then there is a verse, very nice upama alankara, beautiful Purna upama you can say. Tvadupalabhya samipagatam priyam hridayam uchvasitam mama viklavam taruvrutam pathikasya jalarthina saritam arasitad iva sarasat. Very beautiful verse. We'll see the anvaya and the meaning of that. Very nice verse. Tvadupalabhya. So, from you I learned. Upalabhya, having gained, having learned. Tvattaha. Okay, from you I learned. What did I learn? That Malavika adure vartate. So this is like what? And after hearing that, mama viklavam hridayam uchvasitam. My distressed, afflicted, disappointed heart as if breathed a sigh of relief. So now I can breathe in. Otherwise the breath is also, my prana. I had almost lost the hope of meeting Malavika, seeing Malavika again. But just by hearing from you, your words, Malavika adure vartate, only hearing that, my viklavam hridayam uchvasitam, my distressed, afflicted heart, it has as if breathed a sigh of relief. Yes, now I can live. And this is like what? Like jalarthinaha pathikasya. So I am also pathika. I am treading on the path of love. The pathika is jalarthi. I am kamarthi. I am darshanarthi. I am malavikarthi. Whatever. Okay. So jalarthinaha pathikasya arasitat sarasat. By listening to the arasita, the cry of the sarasa. Sarasa is the water, flamingo, waterfall. So sarasat arasitat tarurvrutam saritam. He guesses that there should be a sarita, there should be a river nearby, or a pond, or a water body nearby, which is filled with taru, which is filled with the trees. So this is one-to-one correspondence here, you see. The jalarthinaha pathikasya, that is Agnimitrasya. Agnimitra is also arthi. He also has some longing to meet. If not meet, at least see Malavika from afar at least, okay. And that wish gets fulfilled when Vidushaka tells him that Malavika is adure. This is, his speech is like the arasita of the sarasa, the crying of the sarasa. When you hear the crying and the yelling or the shrill sounds of the sarasa birds, the water birds, you can easily conjecture that there must be a water body nearby, right? So Vidushakasya vachanam katham sarasasya arasitam iva. Now sarasa is from saras. Saras is from sru sarati iti saras. Saras, sarit, sarita, sarati, sru sarati, sru. Sarati iti sarit or sarati iti saras. That which flows is saras. And sarasaha idam iti sarasam. What is sarasa? Is that which belongs to saras. Basically, that which belongs or that which habitates, that which lives, that which is very near the saras, the water body, is sarasa, and these are the water birds, okay. Sarasa are the water birds, and Arasitat. Ap is the upasarga, rasa is the dhatu. Now rasa has multiple meanings. One of the meanings of rasa is to cry, to scream, to yell, to sing, to praise, something to do with the articulation, the sound. And the other meaning is to relish, to enjoy. So rasyate, asvadyate iti rasaha. There the other meaning applies, and here arasitat sarasat, this is the sound of, the singing of, or the crying aloud of the sarasa, that is the water bird. And therefore, the rasa has these two different meanings, like shabda, sound, and rasa, that is to relish or to savor, So from these two words have come, interestingly. One is rasana. Rasyate anaya iti karanel lyut. Okay. So that is rasana, and it could be rashana. Shabdayate iti rashana. Okay. So very interesting. Sanskrit language is very interesting. The same thing, these are called homonyms, the qualities of homonyms. The same word has multiple meanings. According to the context, you have to determine and affirm which meaning suits in this particular verse, in this particular context. So, sarasasya arasitam kathamiva vidushakasya vachanam iva. Okay. Jalarthi pathikaha katham kidrushaha Agnimitra iva. And then, as the Jalarthi guesses, there must be a sarit, tarur vritam, which is, enveloped, encircled by the trees. And what Vidushaka has said was that na atiparyapta vesha paryutsuka ekakini malavika adure vartate, and they are in the pramadavana. So she is also tarurvrita. Okay, she is also tarurvrita and ekakini, right? So this is like tarurvrita, sarit is equal to the malavika, who is ekakini. Then Jalarthi Pathika is Agnimitra, Arasitam Sarasasya is Vidushakasya Vachanam, and therefore this is Purnopama. Okay, a wonderful Upama Alankara. And then he asks, interestingly, Taru, the word Taru, in the Rigveda we have only one unitary reference of Taru as Tarubhihi in first or the fourth mandala. Other than that, the word taru is never used in the Rigveda for a tree. Then which is the word which is used? Vriksha. Vriksha is the word, and therefore Nirukta, in Nirukta, Yaskacharya gives you the etymology of Vriksha, not of Taru. But Taru, interestingly, see, this is a sociological concept. I just go on mulling over that, I may be wrong also, but I love such exercises. See, when this Taru came into existence, the Taru word was used, it is from Tiru Tarane. Okay, Tarati Anena iti. And therefore, Tarati Anena kim? Samudradikam iti kashtham. Okay, so a log of wood, you just have to rest on the log of wood, and in the midst of the sea, you can get across and you can reach the banks. That is one thing. And another very interesting etymology, especially from the point of view of the recently celebrated Paryavarana Dinam, 5th June, we celebrated Paryavarana Divasa. So, from that point of view, very interesting etymology of Taru is like Taranti Anena Narakam Aropakaha. So, those who plant trees, they get across the naraka, that means they never fall in the naraka. So, planting a tree, nourishing a tree takes you to the Swargaloka, and you are saved from falling into the naraka, the netherworld. Isn't it interesting? So, this I think must have come at a later stage when the planting of the trees was necessity. And in the olden days, of course, the men lived in jungles and covered by the natural cover of trees and creepers and all that. When little bit urbanization started, maybe the planting of the trees was necessitated. So, how language has, this is a socio-linguistic part of it, right? Socio-linguistics, how language, develops and gains more and more vocabulary as per the demand. So this was the demand. I was very, moved when I read this, the etymology of Taru. What a wonderful etymology. Taranti anena narakam aropak. Those who plant the trees, they don't have the fear of falling into the naraka. And we have so many examples, like in Assam, somebody planted thousands of trees. In Karnataka, a childless woman, I forget her name, she planted hundreds of banyan trees because she didn't have a child. She planted hundreds of banyan trees. So these are the, they are the people, the unsung heroes, who really are the models and, the icons. Okay, so that is another thing. So taruvrutam pathikasya jalarthinaha saritam arasitadiva sarasat. Atha kva tatra bhavati. Still, the king has not located where she is. Vidushaka is, going on here and there like his chanchalatvad. The king is very, calm and quiet. His mind got a little quietened after entering the Pramadavana. He is enjoying the gentle breeze of Malaya and all that. But Vidushaka is looking around here and there, maybe for some fruits and all. So he could notice Malavika. Athakva tatra bhavati. Esha nanu taruraji madhyat nishkranta ita eva parivartamana drishyate. She had just come out of the grove of the trees, taruraji, the grove of the trees. Raji is like rai, tarurai, vanarai, amrai in Marathi. So taruraji madhyat nishkranta, she has come out from the dense trees, the group of the trees, and itaiva, to this direction only she is coming. Vilokya saharsham. Now Raja can see her and he describes her physical description of Malavika. Vayasya pashyamyenam. I can see her now. Vipulam nitamba bimbe madhye kshamam samunnatam kuchayoho atyayatam nayanayoho mama jeevitametadayati. Oh, this is not Malavika. This is my very life coming towards me. So Malavika, so much is the love, the intensity of the love, that it is not just Malavika in flesh and blood, but it is his own life. Okay? And how is that life? Whatever are the physical descriptions of Malavika, they go along with Mama Jeevitam. So Jeevitam is Atyayatam Nayanayoho. The Jeevita has long eyes, elongated eyes, because Malavika is Mrigakshi, okay, and or Kamaladalakshi, whatever. And therefore, the eyes of this Jeevita are Atyayatam Nayanayoho, stretched in the eyes portion. Samunnatam kuchayoho, it is raised in the bosom. Madhye kshamam, like mushtimita katihi, we have seen the description of Malavika. Madhye kshamam, very slender at the west, and vipulam nitamba bimbe, and very broad in the nitamba. Okay, so vipulam nitamba bimbe, madhye kshamam, these are what you can say, Shroni, Bhara, Dalasagamana, everywhere, wherever you read the description of beautiful women, it is normally in this, because these are the benchmarks, the yardsticks of the beauty of Indian women. Maybe you go to different countries, the beauty yardsticks differ, but Indian beauty yardsticks are like this. The Nitamba and the Vaksha should be broad enough, but the Madhya should be Simhakati. It should be as slender as that of the lion, and the Gati could be Gajagati and all that, and the eyes are always long ones. If you see especially the Jaipur miniature paintings, how long eyes till the Akarana, till the ear lobes, this part, the eyes are stretched. So that is the yardstick of beauty of Indian women. This is Arya Vritta. Arya is not a Gana Vritta. It is a Matra Vritta. We have couple of Arya. Arya is very favorite of Kalidasa. He uses it many times. It is Matra, not Gana. And the Matras are 12, 18, 12 and 15. So every Charana, first and third have 12 Matras, but the second and fourth differ. They have 18 and 15 respectively. So 12, 18, 12, 15, that is the Matras. And Matras, how do you count? The Laghu Akshara will have one Matra, the Dirgha Akshara will have two Matras. If there is a conjunct consonant, the earlier one gets Aghata and has two Matras, like that. Anuswara, the same thing, for the Sanuswaro, Visargicha, Gurur Bhavet, the same theory applies here also, but you count them as Matra, 1, 2, 1, 2, like that. And so you have to count not the letters and not divide them into ganas of 3 syllables each, but matras 12, 18, 12, 15. So that is Arya, and very beautiful. This could be a Swabhavokti, not so beautiful. This is just a physical description, not really suggesting any deeper meaning. So just a physical description. Sakhe Purvasmat avasthantaram uparudha tatra bhavati. So when he has seen Malavika, maybe few days have passed. We don't know how many days, but few days, because his remark, Purvasmat, from earlier when I saw, that was during the dance performance, when she performed the Chalita dance, right? So Purvasmat avasthantaram uparudha. She has attained a different stage of life. So she had changed a little bit, okay? Avasthantaram uparudha tatra bhavati. For avasthantaram there is some pathabheda. Ati manohara avastham arudha. So she looks more beautiful. There perhaps, during the dance performance, she was little bit nervous. She was little bit apprehensive because her performance was going to be vetted and evaluated by the judges and all. So when you are facing the judges, you are a bit nervous. But here now she is to her own self. And she doesn't know anybody is there around. Even her Priyasakhi, Bakulavalika, is yet to come, right? And therefore she is by her own self. When you are to your own self, you are the most relaxed person. And you look beautiful. So, Sakhe Purvasmat avasthantaram uparudha tatra bhavati. Tatra bhavati, atra bhavati, these are the honorific, to show honor. It is not that girl, she will be a future queen, right? So, tatra bhavati, atra bhavati, these are the honor indicating words. Atra bhavan, tatra bhavan. Tathahi, then another, now when he sees her coming, the first impression, he just sees her, the broad features of her body, and therefore this pruthu, vipalam minitamba bimbe, madhye kshamam, samunnatam kuchayoho, etc., the gross bodily indicators, But now, she has little bit come closer, and the first impression has turned into a minute observation now, and therefore you observe that there is a paleness on her body, especially on her cheeks and on her face. She has become very pale. Sharakanda pandu gandasthaleyam abhati parimita abharana. Parimita abharana. She is wearing very few alankaras. Maybe for the dance thing, she was wearing like a good number of ornaments and all that, because her performance was being judged. Now, parimita abharana, and abhati, she looks. How? Her gandasthala, her cheeks, her kapolas are pandu, little pale. Pandu, pandura, little pale, okay? Little whitish. Like what? Sharakanda. Sharakanda, Pandu, Ganda. So there is a anuprasa here. Nice Vrityanuprasa. Normally, Kalidasa is not a person of Shabdalankaras. He is the highest type of poet, and he believes more in the Arthalankaras, more in the Dhvani than Abhidha, and more in Artha than Shabda. But this being his very first maiden drama, perhaps he exercises some of his skills in Shabdalankaras. In the later poets also, of course, we find more of Shabdalankaras. Sharakanda Pandu. So, the paleness, the whiteness of her cheeks is likened to what? Sharakanda. Shara is a kind of grass, and you peel the outer cover of the grass, inside it is white. Okay, the stalk is white. So, Sharakanda Pandu Gandasthala Iyam Parimita Abharana Abhati, like what? Katipaya Kusumeva Kundalata Madhava Parinata Patra. Like a Kundalata, she looks like a Kundalata, a creeper of Kunda flowers. Now this Kunda flower creeper, in the rainy season it puts forth so many flowers, Kunda, okay? But in the Vasanta Ritu, there are very few flowers or absolutely no flowers. And therefore very few flowers, Katipaya Kusuma, is likened to Parimita Abharana, very few ornaments. For Kundalata, the flowers on the creeper are as if her adorning her ornaments, right? And therefore Katipaya Kusuma iva Kundalata. So Kundalata having very few, negligible amount of flowers, she is also Parimita Abharana. And what about the Sharakanda Pandu Gandasthala of Malavika? How it applies to Kundalata? Madhava Parinata Patra. Because of Madhava, because of the Vasanta Ritu, Madhava, last time we saw so many meanings of Madhava, right? So because of the Vasanta Ritu, the patra, the leaves are parinata, they are ripened and they have become yellowish white. So the yellowish whiteness of the Kundalata is likened to the yellowish whiteness on the cheeks of Malavika, and very few flowers on Kundalata is compared to the Parimita Abharanatva. I mean, it is the other way. Kundalata is the Upamana, Madhavi is the Upameya. Again, a very beautiful Upama Alankara in Arya Vritta. Then Vidushaka says, looking at her Sharakanda Pandugandasthala, her paleness all over her body, he just has a remark. I mean, Vidushaka, because he is a constant companion of the king, he also learns a lot, right? And therefore he says, Esha api bhavan iva madana vyadhina paramrishta bhavishyati. Why she is Sharakanda Pandugandasthala? Because maybe like you, Bhavaniva, she also is touched, is afflicted by Madana Vyadhi, by the Madana Jvara, the Kama Jvara. As you have become pale, you don't feel like doing anything, you have lost all your enthusiasm and Utsaha Shakti. Similarly, she has become pale because she may also be, pining for you, Madana Jvara, Badhita. Okay, so Paramrishta or Parimrishta, there are two Pathabhedas here. So Paramrishta is Upasrishta, Klishta ityarthaha, Parimrishta iti pathe Abhibhuta ityarthaha. Not much of a change in meaning. In both cases, Vidushaka very significantly, rightly remarks that maybe she is also, suffering from the separation from you because she loves you so much. Raja says, Sauhardam evam pashyati. This is your Sauharda which remarks like this, Sauhardam evam pashyati, you being my friend and therefore interested in me and therefore naturally think of everything which turns out in my favor. I would like her to love me. I would like her to pine for me, crave for me, and in my separation go weaker and weaker and emaciated. So you know very well what is my heart, and therefore you are talking in this manner. In Shakuntala, Kalidasa remarks somewhere, Sarvo hi kantam atmiyam pashyati. who is our own person. You consider somebody as your own, then you see everything beautiful and everything favorable for that person. Because you love me so much, O Gautama, you are thinking that she is loving me, and therefore because I haven't met her, she is suffering in the pangs of separation. Okay. So Malavika is unaware that Vidushaka and Raja are there. So she remarks to her own self, Bakulavalika is yet to come. Ayam saha lalita dohada pekshi agrihita kusumane pathyaha utkantitayaha mam anukaroti ashokaha. Ayam saha ashokaha. So she, while walking, she walking and then she forgets, so what I am coming here for, and then she suddenly remembers, oh, Devi Dharini has asked me to fulfill the dohada of the Ashoka, so let me go to the Ashoka. And now she sees that Ashoka tree, Ayam saha Ashokaha. How is the Ashoka? Lalita dohada apekshi, who desires the dohada, the longing of a very modest type of, delicate type of longing that is being touched or kicked gently by a beautiful woman. And why? Because why he is longing for the dohada? Agrihita kusumane pathyaha. Because he is not adorned with the attire of the kusuma, of the Rakta Ashoka. And therefore, Mam utkantitayaha mam anukaroti. So I am also like that. I have also not put forth blossoms. That means my desire is not yet fulfilled. His desire is also not fulfilled. And therefore he looks so, forlorn like me. Mam anukaroti iva. As if this Ashoka is imitating me, is following me in my condition. Utkantitayaha mam anukaroti. Yavad asya prachaya shitale shilapattake nishanna atmanam vinodayami. Let me sit here on the platform, shilapattake, the stone platform built around the Ashoka, built around the trees. We call it par, jhadacha par, right? So let me sit here for a while and divert my own self. Vinodayami. Again, very interesting word, Vinodayami, V plus Nuda, Nirnuda me grihat, so Nirnuda in the Alakshmi me Nirnuda me grihat, in the Sri Sukta it is said. So Nuda is to pierce, Nuda is to strike or pierce, to drive. And V plus Nuda, V is Viruddha, V is Vividha, here it is Viruddha. So it is not striking or piercing, it is diverting. Vinuda means to divert. So Vinoda basically means to divert, and metaphorically the Abhidhartha is diversion, and metaphorical meaning is amusement, humor. So Vinoda is not humor basically. Atmanam Vinodayami, let me divert myself, because I am so afflicted. So let me sit here and just be myself, and let me not entertain the same old thoughts which deject me all the more. So let me divert my mind, and then it transform the meaning, saying let me amuse myself, let me entertain myself, like that. Atmanam Vinodayami is a very common phrase in Sanskrit dramas especially. Then Vidushaka says, Shrutam bhavata, utkantita asmiti tatra bhavatya mantritam. When I said that tayapi madanavyadhina bhavet, I said that she must also be pining for you, madanavyadhina paramrishta, and you said, no, you are thinking because I am dear to you. But now she only said utkantita. Did you hear? Shrutam bhavata, utkantita iti tatra bhavatya mantritam. Then Raja says, na etavata bhavantam prasannatarkam manye. This is not the reason. This is not a very logical argument on the basis of which I can say, yes, you are right. Your tarka is prasanna, uchita, proper. I can't say that, because the utkantha could be caused by something else. See, the king is the dhairya, all the kings are dhiro datta or dhira lalita or dhira shanta. Dhairya is an inevitable quality of the Sanskrit hero. So nowhere and no time, they will be like गुडघ्याला बाशिंग बांधणे मराठीमध्ये म्हणतात. They won't be so, utkanthita that disregarding all other protocols and all, he would go and embrace her. It's not like that. Though he has power in his hand, he is dheer, and therefore he will not believe it unless he gets a true confession from Malavika that she loves him. And until he gets it, he is not going to proceed further. That is the dhairya, and that is the quality. Why? Because some of the critics, they say that Agnimitra is also dhirodatta, because he has never lost his magnanimity even for a second. Okay. So, na etavata bhavantam prasannatarkam manye kutaha. The utkantha could be caused by malayavata as well. Akarana, this could be akarana. Malayavata also can cause utkantha. Like this Meghaduta says, Megha loke bhavati sukhino pyanyatha vritti chetaha. Looking at a cloud, anyatha vritti chetaha, those who are very well disposed of and are, very comfortable in their own areas, in their own life, when they see the rainy cloud, they will become little perturbed. Vyakula, Megha loke bhavat sukhinopi anyatha vritti chetaha. Sukhinaha api anyatha vritti chetaha bhavanti. Right? Similarly, the vata, malaya vata, may cause utkantha. It is not necessary that she is craving for me and therefore she is utkanthita. The malaya vata might have caused the utkantha. And therefore he says, again in Arya Vritta, Bodha kurabaka rajasam kisalaya putabheda shikara anugataha animittam utkantham api janayati malayavataha ayam. This malayavataha animittam utkantham janayati ayam malayavataha. This is the plain sentence. This malayavata, this gentle breeze coming from the Dakshina Disha, that is Malaya Parvata, is causing utkantha without any reason. So there is no reason and yet there is a karya. Which alankara? Vibhavana. Vibhavana or Visheshokti. Even I get confused. I get confused sometimes. So Karana Bhave Karyasya Utpattihi. I think it is Visheshokti. We'll have to check it, okay? Vishesh, I always get confused between these two. So animittam utkantham ayam malayavataha janayati. And how is this malayavata? Two great adjectives for that, very beautiful adjectives. Kisalaya putta bheda. Kisalaya, the tender foliage. Kisalaya putta, the group of kisalaya. Bheda, when they break up. I mean, when they are, the bunch of the leaves of any tree, when they are slowly blooming or like flower, when they are slowly parting from each other, in the bheda, shikara anugataha, there are the droplets of water. I think I referred to this in the last class or earlier to that. This malayavata is not only fragrant because it comes from Dakshina Disha, and it carries the chandana gandha, but it is also moist. It is ardra. Why? Because it opens up the folded leaves of the trees, and in the trees, in the folds of the leaves, there are little tiny droplets of water, so that the wind dries. That means the wind carries that moisture with it, right? So kisa laya putta bheda shikara anugataha malayavataha. And how else? Vodha kurabaka rajasam. He is the carrier of the kurabaka rajas, the pollen grains of kurabaka flowers. I told you last time, kurabaka flower, even if you hold in your hand, I have held like the Suvarna kurabaka in my hands in Panvel when I was studying in 7th and 8th standard. I we used to put mala, of Kurabaka, Koranti, Soneri Koranti. And the flowers, while doing the mala, all our hands used to get dusted because of the pollen grains. So, Vodha Kurabaka Rajasam. And that carries and that has a very mild fragrance, this Kurabaka flower. So, Vodha Kurabaka Rajasam, which carries the pollen grains and which carries the moisture because it has dried the tender foliage, of the trees. So, such type of Malayavata, Animittam Utkantham Janayati. It causes Utkantha without a proper reason. Malavika Upavishta. She said that she will sit on that Shilapattaka and Atmanam Vinodayami. Now the king wants to observe her more closely and don't go in front of her because he wants to ensure that she is really in love with him. And therefore he says, Vayasya itastavat avam latantaritau bhavavaha. Let us hide behind the trees and observe her. Vidushaka says, somewhere he sees somebody like Iravati. Iravati miva dure samarthaye. I think I see Iravati somewhere, dure, little far. And therefore he is not sure. Like Malavika, he says, adure vartate. But here, Iravatim iva, as if it is like Iravati. Dur say, she looks like Iravati. Iravatim iva dure samarthaye. Raja is least bothered because now hiding behind the bush, hiding behind the trees, and unnoticed by Malavika, he has the free license to look at her, closely observe her, and when she doesn't know that king is observing, she will be by her own self. So, nahi kamalinim drishtva graham avekshate matangajaha. I always say, Panini, not Panini, Kalidasa uses so many alankaras in, so to say, the prose sentences, the dialogues. He says the Mattagajanga, the Matangaja, that is Mattagaja, okay, the Mattagaja, the intoxicated elephant, or who wants something, that elephant. What does the elephants want? Elephants always are in love of the water and the Kamalini, the water, the lotus creepers in the ponds and all. So, Kamalinim drishtva matangajaha nahi graham avekshate. Graha is a crocodile. So, with the fear of the crocodile, Matangaja, the elephant, will not stand on the bank. He will enter the water, right? So, let me have a close look at Malavika. I don't care for Iravati. Iravati is compared to Graha, crocodile. Once in the clutches, she holds something, she won't let it go like a crocodile. So, very apt upamas, And Malavika is tender, beautiful Kamalini. And he himself, Matangaja, intoxicated by love. Okay. Malavika, Upavishta Tatra, Hridaya, Niravalambat, Atibhumi Langhinaha, Manorathat, Virama, Kim Mam Ayasayasi. Oh my heart, why are you troubling me? Why are you torturing me like this? Please leave me alone. Leave me alone from what? From entertaining a desire that has no support. Niravalambat. I have a desire to obtain Agnimitra as my husband because she knows she is engaged to him. But now for 1 year she has to live incognito. That is also our prediction. So she can't openly say that I am a princess, right? And I am betrothed to you and you are my bhavishyat kalina pati. So please accept me. She can't say all that. So now for this particular, in her stage of life, her manoratha, her desire is baseless. It doesn't have any support. And now Atibhumi Langhinaha, and the love has gone to such an extent that it has crossed all the barriers, crossed all the boundaries. And therefore, if the love doesn't get fulfilled, Mriti, death, is the only option for Malavika. So to that stage, when all the critics, Mallinath and others, they give Dasha Ananga Dashaha. Maybe I'll give you sometime later, because all the Dashas are not here. When we see Meghaduta sometime, I don't know. So I may give you that time. So Atibhumi Langhinaha Manorathat Virama Hridaya Kim Mam Ayasayasi. Why are you torturing me? Vidushakaha Rajanam Apekshate. Now did you get it? When I told you Sharakanda Pandu Gandasthala, you didn't believe. When I said Utkanthita, you said no, that could be Utkantha, could be caused by Malayavata. Now she is saying Atibhumi Langinaha and Niravalambat Manoratha. Now did you get it? That means she is pining for you. Priye Pashya Vamatam Snehasya. And then the king says, yes, love is so crooked, so perverse, the gati of love, kama, can't be guessed anytime. And then he says, Autsukya hetum vibrunoshi natvam. Oh young lady, you are not revealing what is the hetu, what is the cause of your utkantha, what is the cause of your autsukya, what you are eager to do. Autsukya hetum vibrunoshi natvam tatvavabodhaika rasona tarkaha. Neither is the tarka, because it accused Vidushaka saying na prasanna tarkam bhavantam manye, right? So the tarka, only the guess, the inference, the conjectures may not always lead to the right thing and the truth. Tattva avabodha eka rasaha tarkaha. No. Every time the tarka need not lead you to the truth alone. The tarka may mislead you at times, right? Tattvavabodhaika rasona tarkaha tathapi, O Rambhoru. Rambhoru is a beautiful lady, literally, basically, one whose thighs are as white as nirloma and as plump and healthy like the banana stem. Okay, Rambha is banana, by the way. Rambha phalam. Tathapi Rambhoru karomi laksham atmanamesham paridevitana. O Rambhoru, I don't know what is there in your heart, because you have not exhibited it, you have not disclosed it properly. Then the tarka, if Vidushaka is having so many guesses, but every time the guess need not give the right result, but still I feel that you are hinting at me. I am the object of all your lamentations. Tathapi atmanam laksham manye. Kesham laksham manye? Esham paridevitana. Why? When you are saying hridaya, na mam ayasayas, kim mam ayasayasi, utkantitayaha mam anukaroti ashokaha. All these sentences, I am not sure whether you indicate to me, but I would love to be placed as the object of all your paridevita, and it is all directed towards me only. I don't know, because this is the gati of love, this is the gati of prema. Though it is not articulated, the person feels so, it is for me only. Sampratam bhavato nissamshayam bhavishyati. Now Vidushaka says, wait for a moment. Whatever kshanka you have, the tarka, my tarka, you are saying na prasanna tarka, etc. Now, in a moment, everything will be crystal clear, because Esha arpita madana sandesha vivikte nanu bakulavalika upasthita. Here comes bakulavalika in this land where nobody is there, because they don't know that we are here, right? And she has already been assigned this work. Arpita madana sandesha. Your kama sandesha I have given to her, and she has to convey it to Malavika, and here she comes. Okay, now it will be all clear who is who and why and for whom she is pining for. Okay, so doodh ka doodh, pani ka pani, right? अब हो जाएगा. Api smared asmat abhyarthanam. The people in love, they will take, objections even for a little tiny things. Will she remember my sandesha? Asmad abhyarthanam api smaret? Kimidani mesha dasya duhita tava gurukam sandesham vismarati? Aham apitavadna vismarami. When I can't forget, I am forgetful by nature, okay? When I can't forget your gurukam sandesham, such a heavy message, such a important message, I can't forget. How can she? Dasya duhita. Here comes the slang word. Dasya duhita. Batki chipor. Dasi chipor. Dasi is a slave girl. How can she forget that? Now here is, a very grammatically an important thing I should tell you. Dasya duhita is Shashti aluk tatpurusha samasa, right? Can't we use dasi duhita here? We can't use. Why? Because it is used in Shashti cha anadare. Shashti cha anadare. The samasa could be, Shashti cha anadare could not have a samasa. Why? Because it doesn't carry that slangness, that anadaratva if it is samasta. See, for example, Vidura is called Dasi Putra. He is never called Dasya Putra. Though the Dasi Putra Vigraha could be Dasyaha Putraha, he is never called Dasya Putra. Why? That's a slang word. That's not a good word. And Vidura commands that much respect from everybody, so he could be stated to be Dasi Putra, but never Dasya Putra. As against that, when you are condemning someone, when you are looking down upon someone, and when you want to abuse someone, you never use the samasa, you use the aluk tatpurush. That is Dasya Putra or Dasya Putri or Dasya Duhita. Oh, that slave girl, how can she forget? When I can't forget, how can she forget? So here that grammatical portion also is to be understood. Katham sa vismare ahamapi tavanna visparami pravishya charana alankara hasta. So Bakulavalika enters with the charana alankara in her hand, the nupura of Queen Dharini. Api sukham sakhya, are you okay? Aho Bakulavalika sakhi swagatam te upavisha. A very candid dialogue between two friends. How two friends can converse in Sanskrit, unaware of other people watching them and hearing their dialogues. Very candid dialogue. Bakulavalika upavishya sakhi tvamidanim devya yogyataya niyukta tasmad ekam charanam upanaya. You are, very rightly, very significantly assigned this work by Devi Dharini. Tasmat charanam upanaya. So please put in front one of your feet. Yavat salaktakam sanupuram chakaromi. So that I will put alaktaka, the red lac on that, which is called mahavar in Hindi, and mahavar ki resha, and sanupuram, I shall put nupura also in your feet. Atmagatam hridaya alam sukhitataya ayam vibhavaha upasthitaha iti. Don't feel very elated, oh hridaya, oh heart. Don't jump up, because you got a fortune of wearing the golden nupura of Queen Dharini. Only the queens were used to wear the golden nupura. No other person was used to wear the golden. They can wear the rajata one, but not the silver one, never the golden one. Ayam vibhavaha upasthitaha iti alam sukhitataya. Kathamidanim atmanam mochayeyam. I can't get rid of my own passion for Agnimitra, and I think all this alankaran and abharana, athava etadeva mama mrithyumandanam bhavishyati. This is as if, before, or the dying person or the person who is dead, he is alankrita, he is ornamented, he is embellished by the garlands and what not, I feel this is garlanding me, or this is, decorating me. This is as if my Mrityu Mandanam Bhavishyati. Why she is so upset, and how Bakulavalika gives her the message, and do they really meet, the king and Malavika? Let us see next time. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.